Hey guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, so now today we're gonna be covering a Kirby clinic, and it's really focused on the tech drive, but it's gonna be the relation between the handle pivot and the tech drive. The handle pivot is that base that you put your handle in, and then you put it back and you go back and forth with the Kirby. That's the idea, and sometimes that handle pivot can get stuck. Sometimes your tech drive problem isn't the actual transmission drive itself. It could be the handle pivot. So we're going to get into that today. And even if all you want to do is replace that pivot and you want to know, if you're doing the right things, stick around. Take a look at this video and we'll show you what to do. All right. Okay guys, so what I ended up doing was coming back to the shop to shoot this because I wanted a little bit more flexibility so you could see a little better on this. I'm hoping it's gonna work out. I'm hoping it's gonna work out. All right. Okay, so let me get you up to date with what's happening here. Okay, so I have a Kirby Centria now. For the Generation series, the Centria series, and the Avaliers, this, what I'm about to do, is just about the same. I think the only difference may be between the Generation 3 and maybe 4. You may just need a Phillips screwdriver. I think they started changing that around the G4 to G5, where now you start using Torx screws, okay? But these are the three things you're gonna need. Now, you'll see right away if, and some of them, you're gonna need both. Some of them, the what do you call that? The covering, the case covering here, may use a Torx screw or may use on the older models, a Phillip, and then the other ones, they use a T20 to get the stuff off. Okay, so yeah, just figure it out. But here's what it is. So the main screws on the unit is a T20. For the Centria and the Avalier, the side screw is going to be T15. And to get to the part that we're trying to get to, and let me show you what I'm trying to get to. This is a Generation, a G10D model, one of the Generation series, either the Diamond or the Ultimate. And what we're trying to get to is this little block right here. Okay? This little block right here. And I'm gonna show you what you can do to service that. But if for some reason you're having a tough time doing this back and forth, right, with ease, okay, this needs to be serviced, okay? Or if you're pushing your transmission, right, and you're going left, boom, but back, forth, and it's not moving the way it should, and you open it up and you see, oh, wait a second, my belt is on, because there's a second belt that connects the transmission to the motor. The belt is on, all right, it's all right. My selector is selecting neutral and drive, all right. What's going on, right? So before you go and buy a whole new block of a transmission block, let's do this first. Or if you're just regular maintenance, let's do this, okay? All right, let's get rocking, all right? All right, so first things first, let's start taking things down. Let's remove the head, remove the bag, remove the handle. Okay? Ultimately, I'm going to remove the cord. Now, it's not absolutely necessary, but to service this particular side, but there's a little clumsy part of servicing it if you don't remove the cord. If you don't take this cord from here, at least from this section here, because then this thing is going to be hanging all around while you're trying to service, and it always seemed to work against me, so I don't like doing it. I'll make do. No big deal. Okay, so you know what? Let me take this. Let's take the handle off first. Okay. So not the handle. I'm sorry. The cord from the side. This is the T15 that I'm going to use. So let me adjust this down so you can see a little better what I'm doing here. And, right? Yeah, you can see me still. Okay, so we're going to take this off first. Okay? Simple enough. I have my little magnet here. And Okay, improvise. All right. Now, let's go to the front. What I was missing was the quick snap-on for these, and I can't find it right now. All right. Okay, I'm just removing the screws from the top. So, remove the screws from here and here. I'm gonna remove the foot plate here, or the kick plate, or whatever. I'm gonna remove it from here. And you can just kind of give it a little tug up, or push up, and then pull down. It comes right out. Reason when you push up, because there's a little clip right there, clamp, right? And so I go up and then pull it back, all right? Okay, so now we're gonna remove the two T20 screws from the back, and that will remove this cover plate here, okay? And now this is out of here, right? So now let's move the camera even closer. Okay. And this way I can let you see what you're looking at. I'm gonna take this head off. I don't really want it. Oh, okay, let's do this. Let's bring this down a little bit. A little closer to home. How's that? How's that? Yeah, that'll work. That's good. That's good. Okay, so. All right. So the way the transmission works, guys, all right, when you move the handle back and forth, back, forth, back, forth, it's moving this thing here. So this is the connector here. This is where they connect. They connect in two places, all right? You're gonna have this little slider back and forth, and then you also have the belt back here that when the motor turns on is going to turn this gear turns this gear, and that gear turns the gears inside the transmission, okay? All right, so let's get, all right, so now for the sake of kind of going a little further, I do have a video about servicing this back section here, so I would probably recommend going to that video, and if it's not as detailed as you would like, I can go further. But yeah, because it's going to take away from what I'm really here for, right? So I'm really here about this, okay? I'm really here about what you can do to service this little section right here. So let me kind of tilt this a little bit. All right, so what we're going to do, the first thing I want to do is take these off. So I'm going to take these 5 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all right? So let's get this off, okay? Now this here is more like a wedge, okay? And when right now it's not wedged as tight as when you put the screws in, it kind of seals it in, all right? Okay, let's remove these blocks. Now, after doing this, this should just lift right up out of here. Okay, let's get the screws out the way. All right. And, okay, now what you can do, let me tilt it again. Now, there's some other components here, as you can see, right? See that? So you can, when you lift it up, you could try to keep it together. Okay. See that? Okay. Now, the T25 screw is if you needed to tighten this, or you need to remove it for some reason. Right now, there's nothing wrong with it. Take a look at the bottom. You're gonna have a little spring. That kind of give that little spring back kind of action right there. So right now, I don't really need to do anything to this. Okay, let me slide these over. But what you can do, these things, especially for the older units, they tend to get rusty. These little metal things here, okay, they get rusty, all right? So, real simple, I got a little sandpaper, okay? And you can just kind of do this to it, right? Just kind of get it, just get that going. All right. Okay, All right. Now this machine has a lot of weight to it. It does lend to the way it cleans. It does help. Kind of keep it down to the floor. But this transmission selector here is designed to take some of that pain away from you. You know what I mean? All right. So now inside here would also tend to get rusty. Now this is in good condition, right? But what you would do is in here you would just sand this out, especially if you have any rust. Just sand the rust out, okay? This look like it has some kind of a coating on it, which is, you know, I need to find out more about that coating. But anyway, okay? And then what you can do is get some industrial grease, okay? Some lubricant, and then you would just put it in here, okay? To kind of lubricate this little section, and you do the same for this. You sand here, okay? You sand this, you sand this guy, you sand this guy, and then you do this. You make sure you get your lubricant up here. So let's do that, right? Let's put some of this industrial stuff on here. So I'm going to put some on the inside of here, and some on the inside of here. Okay. Same. This, okay, and then just a little dab on this. You don't have to go crazy with it, just enough. All right. Now, when you decide you want to put this back together, you're gonna have to take your time, okay? Because what you're gonna end up having to do here is do a little balancing act, all right? A little balancing act, a little patience, all right? You know what I'll do? Let me get something I can prop up the Kirby so it'll be on that slant. Let me see if this works. There you go. Yeah, that should do it. All right. Now, as you can see, you see the belt, that's the other belt here, right? See if you can see it from there. See this belt right here? Okay. So when the Kirby turns on, this is the armature. You have your carbon brushes on the side, which is a whole nother part of the service. When you want to service these things after a couple of years, you change these out. All right. So when the motor turns on, it's going to turn this gear. So you want to make sure this belt is still in good condition, right? Okay. Next up, now to put this back, you're going to have a few things you're going to have to be mindful of. One, we want to get this back in this section here, because if this goes in, let's say you put it in like this. Let's say all this was together, but you put it in like this. The machine is going to be stuck in the back position. You see where it's set up? It's not on it. It's actually pushing up against it, okay? So be mindful when you're putting this back together again, that's what it is. Now, there's another issue with, well, I'll handle it later. I'll talk to you about this later, about what happens with this. There's a rocking thing that goes on, and I want you to be mindful of that. All right, here we go. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put this on like this. We're going to center it. Okay, you see where it's at? I'm trying to center it right there. And I'm gonna do the same for the other side. Okay. Then I'm gonna put on this little section right here. See that? So when I say you gotta do a little balancing act, right? And you put this on here. Now I'm gonna kind of hold these together while I slowly put this in here, because I'm gonna now screw it down in a second. Now, if you notice how I put it in, let me double back. Okay. It's in the part of the fork that's on the front. Okay, that's the part that inserts inside the handle pivot. Okay. All right. So now let's get our screws, and let's put our screws back. Okay. Now, sometimes this section here gets loose. The part that actually used the T25 screws. Okay, let's do that. And so sometimes all you really need to do is tighten it. Because some people will have a real rocky, it's like really rocky, you know? And that's all it is. Right here is loose and needs to be tightened. These things right here. The other part about this is if you look at the handle, okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. Make sure all the screws are in first before I get distracted here. All right, now this is on a slant. It has kind of a, one side is straight up and the other side is like on a 45 degree. Okay, let's see if you can see that, right? So the 45 degree would be against the wall. All right, and then the moment you put this down in there, it's gonna tighten it up. Kind of make sure that you're okay. And now you have a little pressure. And there you go. And if you look closely, it's how the sliders work. See that? Okay, so when I go forward, the wheels go forward, you go back, the wheels go back, and that's how that works, okay? All right, now the handle, let me not lose train of thought here. So if you notice the handle, okay, it's a circle, like the little in the middle, okay? So what happens when you push it down, it's snapping over a, this little tab here on the inside that is also like, you know, like a dime. And so it's gonna rock a little bit. See that? It'll rock a little bit. You're not supposed to rock too much. If you find yourself going all the way this way and all the way this way, then you may need to change this handle pivot here, okay? May need to change this out because there's not much you can do on the inside. At least I haven't figured it out yet, if there's anything to do. Now, when you take this handle off, don't move the handle. Just let it sit still and press the button in the back and just pull it straight up and it comes straight up, okay? If you try to rock it backwards, it'll give you a tough time to come out, okay? So now, and if see how kind of rocky it is right here? Okay, I'm not too happy with the way it's rocky. So what I may just do is tighten this a little bit more on the side. Let's see if that does it. Okay, it's still a little bit, it's not 100%. Let me see. Okay, yep, it moves a little, but not a lot. All right, and that's really all I did, was just starting to tighten this a little bit more and then squeezing it some more so it don't rock as much, okay? All right, and before you close it up, let's double check everybody. Double check everybody. Okay, let's see, did they make this into a T? Let's see if it's a T25 still. Yep, it is a T25, all right. Let me just tighten that up before I go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use this guy. That's gonna give us a little turn. Yeah. All right, good to go. Good to go. All right, so. Okay. I wanna test the wheels. And you can do it. You actually don't have to put. You don't even have to put it on the floor. Now it's probably best to put it on the floor. But I want to see how the wheels are reacting right now. And so while it's on the bench, I should still be able to test it. Okay. All right. So give me 1 second. Let's do that. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna show you a little trick while I'm at it. A little bonus. Not quite the video, but it's a little bonus. So before I start putting this stuff on, I'm gonna plug it in and test it. Okay. All right, so let's do this. All right. I'm not gonna turn the belt or nothing. I just wanna activate the safety. All right, I'm not gonna put the handle in either. Okay. All right, let's see. All I wanna do is I wanna see if the wheels move when I move the handle back and forth, all right? All right, so now we're gonna test this, okay? So we have a bag in here. really all I want to do, you know what? Let's put something underneath this. I just want to make sure these wheels are turning. So I'm gonna, let's tilt it down a little further. There you go. So I have something underneath. I want to keep these off the floor so I can test this, okay? All right, so we're gonna turn this on. I have the head jacked up off the floor. We don't want it beating up against the desk. All right, this is at the highest level. All right, let's give it a shot. By the way, the transmission is on, the D is down, so. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put this, for the sake of the video, I'm gonna put this little black electrical tape here. And what this will do is, just in case vision is not the best, you'll be able to see the tape spin around as the wheels move backwards and as the wheels move forward, okay, to make sure it's working, all right? So let's try it. Turn it on. Okay. All right. There you have it. We're gonna put everything back together again. It's really just the foot plate here, step splash plate, and this, insert the handle and put the cords back on the side. That should cover it. Okay. So that was a quick little video. I mean, sometimes I would just, if you're a tinkerer and you like to do that, or, you know, if you're really into a situation where, man, I want to spend $200 and something for someone to do a full, you know, work up on my machine, or do I want to try it myself at home? You know what I mean? You know, so that's it. Hey guys, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, notification bells, all the stuff. You know the routine. You've been here before, you know. And then we'll see you next time, okay? All right? And if you have a question, leave it in the comments. All right. Thanks a lot. You know, this is the after credit. This is after credits, okay? Stick around for the after credits. You never know what treat you're gonna get. Okay, so I did say I was going to provide a little treat. This is what it is. All right, it's not part of what I set out to make a video about. But let me show you something. All right, take a look at the front of this Kirby. Right, you see that? You see how the belt? Now I think I have a video on the channel about this, but being that I'm, you know, just refresher course, all right? Now, the safety switches are specifically designed to protect you, okay? Hence, safety, right? And you see this fan here, okay? All right? This fan here can hurt you if you put your finger in there, obviously, right? Now, we don't want to do that, right? So, Kirby Company said, all right, let's put a safety feature on this, because you're going to be interacting with this thing a lot, and you're going to be putting the head on and off, and the shampooer and the hose and all this other stuff. So it's not going to work unless everything is connected properly. Some of you already know this already, and if you're brand new to a Kirby, you may know it, you may have forgotten, you know, whatever. But this here is a buildup of the rubber from your belt. And I'm gonna show you how to clean it using a little sandpaper, but I don't recommend you try this at home if you are tentative, okay? I'm gonna show you a safe way to do it, but it's just, you know, something to think about when it comes to cleaning this. Now, you can do it manually, meaning that you're going to take the sandpaper and just kind of slowly do this, which is probably the best way to safely do it, okay? But I'm gonna show you a way that I do when I'm at the shop, and it's pretty effective, all right? So let's see if I can get the camera even lower, because it needs to be, I need you to see this, and I'm gonna angle this properly. Right there, you see that? Okay, you can see that. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add, right now it won't turn on, I'm gonna turn. And if I activate the safety in the front, it turns on, okay? So, just gonna kind of hold this here like this. Okay, just gonna hold this here like that. Now the reason I'm doing, now you could put something behind the machine on, I think if you put it in drive, but there's still a chance it might move, okay? Because if you put it in drive, the wheels do lock, but if you're strong, you may still push it and move it. It's very easy to move. So it's best to have something behind it, or somebody standing behind it. Or in my case, what I'm doing now is I'm kind of holding the wheel and I'm kind of holding this in. I'm using one finger to kind of hold the wheel down and the other finger to hold this kind of thing. Anyway, here we go. Turn this on. If you notice, I did it from the side. I didn't go straight in. Okay, I did it from the side, and I'm far enough away from it. Like I have it, it's working down at the bottom of the sandpaper, so the sandpaper is just touching like that. Okay, so that's how I did it. But look at that, it's all cleaned off. Okay, all right. Okay. It's like the Marvel movies, right? A little after credits. All right. Well, anyway, come back for more. And if you have a question about something else, please feel free to leave it in the comments. Okay. Until later. Bye.